Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Peter to throw first. Game on.
These two met in Sindelfingen last month and in the European Trophy as well in Mulheim. Wright winning both, 6-5 and then 6-1.
Both of that's this stage of the tournament as well in the last 16.
Because
60.
being seeded 2, you always play the number 15 seed, which Joe has been for these recent European Tour events.
95.
A reflection of the progress he's made, Joe Cullen, that he is now one of the regular seeded players, or has been a regular seeded player for the last 3 or 4 tournaments. He was ranked inside the top 16 of the Pro Tour Order of Merit on July the 27th, the cut-off point for this particular tournament. Had a debut appearance at the World Grand Prix as well recently. That's another reflection of the progress he's made, and so is that. A 180, first of the match.
Well, Peter Wright hit 4 of them in that devastating performance last night against Eddie Dootson, the second highest average ever seen at this particular tournament, and the 8th highest recorded on the European Tour in its current format. Oh, too good, John.
80.
Peter Wright sticking with the darts he had yesterday, and why not when he'd averaged nearly 114. These are javelins.
Paul Nicholson showed me the stems
41.
earlier. An example of them over, and they're so narrow.
They are very, very thin. Look at this, though.
114.
We'll come back looking at double 16. Yeah, very, very thin, very, very long, and it's the same with the stem and the barrel. They're only 20-gram dart. It's like chucking a foot-long knitting needle.
180.
No problem with grouping them together.
And they're made of aluminium as well. Well, Joe, still looking at double 16 for a break of throw here.
No score.
And
PC requires 79.
That may be the end of the opportunity for him.
$20 for tops.
Well,
Joe, you require 32.
He's had 4 goes at this double 16. He's got another 3.
Plenty of practice for him, and
Shot the
it
first
pays
leg,
off.
Joe Cullen. Second leg is Joe to throw first. Game on.
And Cullen breaks. He's had a fair few achievements this year as well, has Joe Cullen. He reached his maiden TV quarter-final at the UK Open earlier this year. He made the final
96.
of a couple of the Players' Championship events. He made the semi-finals of one of these European Tour events as well.
Yeah, he's making real progress, this Joe Cullen. But he'll be desperate just to go that next step and claim a first
60.
title, and this would be the perfect one to do it, because it would also get you in the Grand Slam. Wouldn't do his ranking any harm either.
95.
With the increased Euro Tour schedule for next year.
And if he won this, it would take his earnings for the year to over the £100,000 mark as well.
59.
With more to come, we know he's going to be at the European Championship.
Yeah, £5,000 guaranteed for qualifying for that one as well. 100,000 for the winner.
134.
Only twice has Joe Cullen registered a win against Peter Snakebite Wright, and neither of them were recent. 2014 and 2013.
140.
Once in Barnsley, once in Crawley. Both pretty good wins, both 6-2. But 10 times he has been beaten by Peter Wright. And
140.
in all the big ones as well. You know, he's been beaten at the match play, the UK Open, both this year. He was beaten in the World Championship. Joe's been to the World Championship 6 times and gone out in the first round every single time.
He played Van Gerwen one year, didn't he, in the first round?
He did. He's had tricky draws, don't get me wrong.
Joe, you require 36.
Well, for a 2-0 lead,
Shot on the
double
second leg,
18.
Joe Cullen.
And Peter Wright
Third
was
leg
never
is
really
Peter
in
to throw
contention
first.
in that leg on the
Game on.
Cullen throw. Peter Wright has something to think about already here.
Peter Wright averaging currently 33 points lower than he did for his game with Eddie Dootson.
81.
And ever present on the European Tour since it started in 2012, Peter Wright, one of only 2 people to be so, he and Kim Hybrecht.
43.
Quite phenomenal achievement.
That's a terrific piece of information.
It is, there were a few ever presents up until back end of last year. Steve Beat
Was Justin Pipe one as well?
Justin Pipe was one. But of course, Justin Pipe dropping out the seedings, having to go through qualifiers, made it very
Yeah.
hard. Brendan Dolan, same problem. Michael Van Goen has missed a couple through injury.
And Mervyn King. was-
100.
Mervyn King was one as well. Yep.
Yeah, he dropped out of the top 16 on the Pro Tour Order of Merit earlier this year.
More like it from Peter Snakebite Wright. There we go.
180.
160 180s for the tournament. That's the 19th of the day. We are on course for 200.
180.
Especially with Cullen adding one in double quick time as well.
Carry on at that rate. We'll get to 200 in about 25 minutes time.
137.
That's nicely set up by Peter Wright. 2 darts away. Joe down to a finish.
122.
How manageable
PT requires 62.
it is.
56, easier than 62. Because Peter Wright only gets 1 dart at the double. Cullen will get 2 if he returns. And he will
46.
return. And
Joe
Wright not
requires
happy with that.
56.
Seemed to suggest it came out of his hand wrong. Double 18 for Joe Cullen for a double
Game
break
shot
and a
the third
3-0
leg.
lead.
Joe Cullen.
Peter Wright, the number 2 seed,
Fourth leg
in
is Joe to
trouble.
throw first. Game on.
Yeah, double 18. Once again taken out by Joe Cullen. Likes that segment of the ball.
131.
Well, there is a gulf there. Almost 20 points in the averages.
And as you say, a gulf in what Wright was averaging yesterday as well against Dootson.
100.
Mentioned earlier, the first 3-dart average for Peter Wright yesterday was 143.
81.
Nothing like that today, though.
Certainly not as yet. Joe Cullen taking full advantage. Peter Wright's had 2 darts at double. 1 in the first leg, 1 in the third leg. That is better. He's still hit 3 180s, Peter Wright, but there's just been some scruffy stuff in between.
42.
Well, Joe Cullen just needs to keep on doing what he's been doing so far here. Easier said than done. There is a tendency for even the best in the world to have a dip sooner or later.
81.
But it certainly would be a long overdue win for Joe Cullen over Peter Wright.
57. PT require 140.
Well, a great opportunity to get one of these breaks back for Peter Wright. Doesn't need to take this out, but he does want to leave himself a double top, ideally.
60.
Development Tour weekend going on this weekend as well. The 3rd Development Tour
100. PT
taking
require
place
80.
at the moment. We'll bring you news of that in just a moment. There's Peter Wright looking to get a first leg on the board. Tops, tops. Why not? Why not? We did the first bit. Should make the
60.
second bit easier.
Joe require 90.
Didn't look like it did.
Oh, looked to be on the cards there for Peter Wright with that first dart finding the target. Joe Cullen, though,
80. PT require 20.
unable to punish Peter Wright.
1 dart miss for a 4-0 lead. Peter Wright cannot afford to allow Joe Cullen
Game
back
shot
to the
the
board
fourth
in this
leg.
one. He
Peter
doesn't.
Wright.
It is a break back. And the
Fifth leg
number
is
2
Peter to throw
seed
first. Game on.
has just got something to build upon now. The Joe Cullen, the raise of the eyebrow, the strut around. In many ways, he's the
57.
Kevin Painter for the new generation. There's real swagger about Joe Cullen. He was in full catwalk mode last
140.
night against Robert Allenstein.
Well, yeah, Kevin Painter will feel he should be here today. 3 missed match darts in his 6-5 defeat by Ian White in the second round yesterday.
140.
But he's not here, and he won't be in the European Championship either. Joe Cullen will be, Peter Wright will be, but which one of these two will be in the quarterfinals tonight?
86. $100. 59.
Winner to face Jelle Klaassen, who's just overcome Christo Reyes in his third round match. Klaassen through to yet another quarter-final on the European Tour.
$100.
Well, Wright's chipping away. Back-to-back visits of 100 and 100. Joe Cullen, though.
100.
Might
require
be
104.
thinking about the chance to break here. He's in position.
Gets the treble, double 16 for 3-2. Peter Wright looking to close the gap. Misses
88.
inside again by a similar distance as last time. Little nod of the head from Peter Wright. He's not happy at that area of the board at the moment. And Cullen may be about to punish him. Double top for 4-1. There it is. There it is from Joe Cullen.
Second leg is Joe to throw first. Game on.
Mirror image of the previous leg. Missed start at a double. Punished by the opponents.
I told you I was going to give you news from the development tour. We've got the third development tour of the weekend going on right
59.
now. Then it'll be the last 64 of the World Youth Championship.
Which Roby John Rodriguez is
Winging his way
to as we speak.
Yeah, we're down to the semi-finals in that development
100.
tour. James Hubbard, former World Youth Champion, taking on Mike De Decker. And Berry Van Peer, a man who's had some good results in the senior tour of late.
51.
Taking on Aidan Kirk. Let you know how those pan out in due course. But right now, Peter Snakebite Wright, the number 2 seed, is staring down the barrel.
100.
Could well be the biggest name casualty of the weekend so far if Joe Cullen can convert this 3-leg advantage into
96.
the victory and book his place in the quarterfinals and register a first win over Peter Wright for 2 years and only a third one in his professional career.
Yeah, the crowd are just beginning to accept
91.
that this is a very real and very dangerous prospect for Peter right now.
Well, they will sing his name all
100.
day here in Germany, Peter Wright, and they're trying to lift their man here, but unfortunately for the Peter Wright fans in the house, Joe Cullen has silenced them, much as he did against Robert Allenstein last night.
Well, might find the voice here, though. 140.
140. $135.
Nicely done by
Peter
Joe with
requires
that final
70.
dart. You feel this has to go for Peter Wright for a break back again. For a 4-2 scoreline, 52 remaining, 16s he wants then.
Game shot on the
16s
second
he
leg.
gets.
Peter up.
That was vital,
7 legs Peter to
absolutely
throw
vital
first. Game on.
for Peter Wright. It's a third successive break of throw. It's 4-2. And one more gets away from Joe Cullen.
I've only had one hold of throw in this
91.
game so far. That came from Joe Cullen in the second leg. But he's had a nice little cushion over
60.
the number 2 seed since going 3-0 up. And now the German crowd start to find their voice and try to give their man some
140.
encouragement.
Yeah, stand corrected, fourth break of throw in succession. As it was.
140.
Will we have another one here?
$140.
Yeah, a bit of fighting quality about Peter right now. All of a sudden, he's got the bit between his teeth, and he has to.
97. Peter require 130. $98.
Whoa, very nearly busting his score there, Peter Wright.
That was perilously close.
140.
Well,
Peter require
he's a very
32.
lucky boy there, because had he bust it and been left on 130,
Yeah, real eyebrow-raising moments, and this could be another double eights.
24. Joe, you require 64.
I would anticipate something of a strut from Joe Cullen if he takes this out. 17 for double top for a 5-2 lead. Just about squeezes it in the single, and he's high. It was ropey. Ropey, those 3 darts from Joe Cullen. He got himself a dart at the double, which is what he was aiming for, but only just. Double 4 for Peter Wright. And the gap is down to 1.
Peter Wright.
It's an elusive hold of throw. 17 dart hold, a very nervy, a very edgy hold of throw, but that will do for Peter Wright.
180!
And Joe Cullen certainly has the snake bite in his rearview mirror now.
Bit of a snarl from Cullen there, though. Kicking off 180. He does know that a couple of holds of throw is all he needs. Holds of throw have been very difficult to come by in this game.
$134.
Just scampering over just in case, but in it stayed.
Not much you can do against 180, 134 to kick off on your throw.
59.
Cullen in the driving seat in this one.
93.
Has a very, very healthy cushion here as well. But Peter Wright is just looking to make an impression.
100.
And he's made the biggest impression of the lot.
Joe, you require 94.
He's down to a big finish. He's down to a non-finish, actually. It's a bogey number.
58.
And Joe Cullen once again on double 18.
Well, Cullen will be happy enough with things. 3 clear darts at a double for a 5-3 lead to go within a leg
48
of knocking out the number 2 seed. Has to close it out. Double 9.
18.
The agony goes on for Joe Cullen.
140.
You can just sense there's lots of tension for Joe right now. He was in such a commanding position in this leg, looking to get his match back on track. Wouldn't put it past Peter Wright to take this out. Treble 18 would have left tops, but it's not to be. Joe will
92.
return.
Joe, you require 18.
Cullen goes straight at it. Looks as if he is. Double 9. Need to work his way in from there.
Closer.
Game shot on the 8th.
Closer still. Look what that means to Joe Cullen.
I think it's Peter to throw first.
Giving it the full gun. Nothing spongy about that celebration. 5-3, back on track. 1 away from a place in the quarterfinals and a meeting with Jelle Klaassen.
And all right, those missed doubles, they've dragged
41.
down that average. Cullen was averaging right into the high 90s, near the 100 mark for a lot of this game. But had he missed that last start at double 9, Wright would have been looking to level the match. Cullen could have gone 4. He had a dart for 4-0.
59.
He was completely in charge in the early stages of this game. Peter Wright has just dragged himself back into it. Everything, every leg done in 5 or 6 visits to the board. It is tidy stuff without being spectacular
81.
from these men. But Cullen got that advantage and has managed to cling on to it just about.
99.
Can he see this out? Wright has the throw in this leg and the decider if it goes that far.
$41.
Ever since that UK Open quarter-final run that Joe Cullen had, which was ended in a tight game by Peter Wright. Cullen was furious. He came off stage and felt that he should have won the game. He felt that Wright was there for the taking. But ever since then, Cullen has shown that he has taken a next step in his career. Made a couple of finals, made a semi-final in one of these European Tour events. With Mensur Suljovic having gone and won his first PDC title, Cullen is right up there amongst the most likely players who's yet to win one, who will be the next winner. And that 171 is a perfect setup shot and gives him 3 match darts to knock out the number 2 seed. Joe Cullen is hitting around a third of these darts at double. He's got 3 here for the match.
Game
He
shot.
only needs the
Man of
one.
match,
A 13
Joe
darter.
Cullen.
Joe Cullen beats Peter Wright for the first time in 2 years.